Hi, how are you doing? I've missed you guys. I haven't filmed a video in a couple of days, and I missed doing this. I hope you've had a wonderful day, wherever you may be. I hope your day has been warm and cozy. It's been chilly here a lot. It's been in the 20s where I'm at, which is pale in comparison to where other places, or what other places are experiencing, I know. But it has been cold for this area. And I hope you're staying warm and inside in warmth and surrounded by a lot of yarn. So let's go ahead and get started. Here I am smashing my yarn cake again, as if I haven't learned my lesson. And same old, we've got the worsted weight yarn. We've got the 4.5 millimeter hook. And we're going to start off with a slip knot. So let's go ahead and do that. Get our slip knot on the hook. And today we're going to be working a very dense fabric. So this is going to be something that you're not going to get a lot of, it doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of drape. So let's see how it turns out. So to start, we're going to chain a multiple of 4 stitches plus 3. So what that means is we're going to chain a multiple of 4, and then when we're done with that, we're going to chain 3 more. So I'm going to go ahead and do 28. Just stick in line with what I have been doing. All right, so I have my 28 chained. That's my multiple of 4. So now I'm going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So now what I'm going to do, that I have my chain, I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So we're going to go 1, 2. So here's my second chain from the hook. And I'm going to single crochet inside of that. Then from there, I'm going to single crochet in the next chain. So in this next chain right here, I'm going to place a single. And now begins our pattern repeat. So I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 2 chains. So these 2 will contain 1 double crochet each. Let's go ahead and do that. 1 double crochet in the next chain. One double crochet in the chain after. Now that we have those placed, we're going to single crochet in the next 2 chains. So each of the following 2 chains will have 1 single crochet each. So let's go single crochet here and single crochet in the next chain. And that's our pattern repeat. So now we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to double crochet in the next 2 chains. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 chains. So we're alternating double crochet and single crochet. But this time, instead of doing 1 stitch like we have done in the past, we're doing 2. So let's get all the way to the end of this row, and then we'll look what we have. All right, I've reached the end. So let's take a look at what we have so far. So we have a very dense fabric here. On the back side, you can see that it kind of puckers out a little bit and creates kind of like a bumpy kind of texture. If I turn it to the side there, you can see it very pronounced. So the back side, I'm not sure it's supposed to be what the fabric looks like. Maybe perhaps this side is what the fabric's supposed to look like, but I particularly like the back side. I think it's cute. All right, so now that we've reached the end, let's go ahead and turn our work. So I'm going to turn it here this way, and we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to skip the first single crochet, which is located right here, and then we're going to double crochet in the next single. So let's place our double crochet in that next single. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 double crochets. So here we have our 2 double crochets. We're going to place a single crochet in the top of those. And then if you're familiar with the other patterns that we've created very similar to this alternating stitch, now we're just going to double crochet inside of the 2 single crochets. So we're doing basically the reverse of this. So initially, our first row, we did 2 doubles and then 2 singles. So now we're going to do 2 singles, 2 doubles, and we're going to place them in the opposite stitches. So if there's a single crochet, we place a double crochet. So here's the first of our 2 double set. And then we come up to the double crochets. So now we're going to place 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So let's continue going on down like so. We're going to do our 2 double crochets. So there's 1 double crochet. And then in the next stitch, which is a single, we're going to place our double crochet. So now we've got our 2 double crochets, and now we're going to do our 2 singles. So 1 single crochet in the top of that double crochet, and then another single crochet in the next double crochet. And we continue all the way down like so, alternating 2 singles and 2 doubles. This is one of those that's very easy to pick up if you sit down, because you can read the stitch here and say, okay, here's my stitch that I have to work next. It's a single crochet, so let me go ahead and drop a double crochet on top of that. The next one's a single too, so I'm going to drop a double in that one. Uh-oh, split the yarn. I think what I like most about this pattern, the stitch pattern repeat, is that you don't have to do anything fancy at the end. You just do the pattern or the stitch pattern repeat all the way to the end. Very nice. I like that. All right, I just reached the end. Here's what we have so far. Let me pull this up. So you can tell this is going to be a very dense fabric. So this is not going to have a lot of drape. It's not going to have a lot of give. So if you're working this and you want it to have a lot of drape and a lot of give, then I would suggest going up a couple needle sizes. Maybe go up to a 6mm. See how that fares out for you. But I'm just going to stick with my 4.5 here because I like the way that this is coming out. I think this will make a lovely washcloth. So this is what we have so far. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Very pretty. So let's go ahead and go on to row 3. So let's turn our work, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet inside of this first double crochet here. Oh. And then we're going to single crochet inside of the next double crochet. And then you guessed it, we're going to double crochet in each of the next 2 singles. So 1 double crochet, and then 1 more. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 doubles. So 1 single, and the second single, and the second double crochet. And that's it. Now we're going to keep working, alternating those double crochets and single crochets all the way down. Now this part of the fabric can be a little tricky to read, and that's where kind of tugging a little is going to help you. So if you tug a little bit at this, you can see that there's a double crochet here and a double crochet here. And how you can tell that it's a double crochet is, one, the stitch is very tall, right? So here's where it connects to the stitch in the row below. You can see that's a very tall stitch. Now if we go over here to the left a little bit, we can see there's a single crochet. You can see that one's a little bit shorter. All right, so let's put our single crochets in the top of those doubles. And then we'll do our doubles. So what this stitch pattern is doing, it's creating a wave texture, right? So as we're going down and we're alternating the heights of these stitches, it's creating a wave. And then when we come back and do the next repeat, or the next row, it's going to create a wave in the opposite direction, which is going to balance out the height of that fabric. But regardless of all that we're doing, at the end, we're still going to end up with a wavy top, right? And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. All right, so we've worked to the end here, and we've come to our turning chain. So this is our turning chain, which counts as our first double crochet from the row below. So I'm going to place a single crochet in the top of that turning chain, since it does count as a double crochet. Perfect. So let's turn our work and take a look at what we have so far. And I'll show you that wave I was talking about. So you see how there's a subtle difference in the heights of the stitches here? So we have tall, short, tall, short, tall. And what that does is it's going to, it's not going to be that prominent because the stitches here aren't fluctuating in height too much. But it is going to create a beautiful little texture of a wave on the edge of it. And it does so down here as well, because it sucks those stitches in whenever we're creating the alternating stitch heights. So this is our fabric so far. Very beautiful, very lovely. This would be perfect for something that you want a little bit of warmth on, so maybe a sweater or a hat would be fantastic with this stitch pattern. So I'm going to work up some more of this fabric so you can see what it looks like, and I'll get back to you here in a second. So just go ahead and continue rows 2 and 3 for the pattern, and then I'll see you in a second. I'll give you a little bonus here. If you don't like doing chain 3s at the beginning, if you think they leave a little bit more to desire here in the edge when it comes to the fabric density, then what you could also do is whenever you get to that point where you need to chain 3, go ahead and work a single crochet here inside of this stitch here where your chain 3 is supposed to be. And then once you have that single crochet, you'll have 2 loops here. Go into this loop that's farthest away from your hook and then pull up another loop, and then you can simulate a double crochet. It's not going to look exactly like a double crochet, but it can be simulated to the height of a double crochet by just doing that. And then you can just work your double crochet, your next one, and then it'll tighten that space up a little bit so you can see the difference here. So here's my simulated double crochet, and down here's my chain 3. So it gives you a little bit of a denser fabric there if you want. And there's multiple ways of doing that. So you can do it that way. You could also, if you'd like, let me show you a different way to do it. And this is the way that I've been doing it for years. And this is called a standing double. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my yarn up to the height of that double crochet, and then I'm going to hold the stitch here, twist it around, pull up a loop this way, yarn over, pull through 1, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. So that's going to give me a standing double crochet. And then in the next stitch, I can work my double. And then so I have something very similar to what I just did a second ago. But I do like the other method, the first method that I showed you, because that can be a little bit tricky trying to gauge the height. So I prefer to do my single and then work in that loop there. That just suits me a little bit better. So that's just a bonus tip as you work this if you want a cleaner edge on the side there. It makes a huge difference, as you can see. All right, so this is what the fabric looks like when you work it up a bit, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's a very beautiful stitch. The puffiness that we experienced in the beginning is almost completely eradicated now that we've got some fabric worked up. You can see that it lays very flat. I'm only going to work it up to this section here because I want this as a smaller washcloth for my bathroom. All right, I hope you enjoyed this new stitch pattern today. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like, a subscribe, and a comment. That encourages me to keep doing videos like this and bringing you guys some fresh stitch patterns. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.